Hey everybody, Cordon here with another episode of Winning the Weekly. This is going to be Wild Champions number 2 on the July 6th, 2023. And we are going to draft and show you what I think is a great setup for Winning the Weekly. Bit of a weird one this week because we get 4 priests and it's based all around Contain Fury, which is Fury increases damage for 2% per charge but no longer applies bleed, which is good for you, bad against some enemies. Slow monsters is great because you're running a very slow team. Double boons because whenever you receive a boon, you receive an additional copy. This also counts for Nezglekt's level 5, which is interesting, where he puts a tadpole on everybody's deck. And then we got fast heroes, which is great because we already have a slow team. Wealthy heroes, everybody wins with more money and shards. That's awesome. And poverty, where you get shards, less shards and golds from everything. All right. Let's go ahead and click this, change the music up a bit as I bow out with my PNG tuber. And I'm going to bring up the card list for everybody. I could probably move this up a little bit. Okay, right there's fine. Alright, first one we have is Reginald, and as always, in the description below, I will have a link to all these card lists without my little green boxes to show you what I think is the best. And as always, from week to week, top is if you don't reroll your cards, and bottom is if you do a reroll. General game plan I'm going to go for is Reginald DPS, and everybody else is just kind of doing their own thing and trying to keep everybody alive. I think Ottis being your main healer is probably going to be your best bet, because most of the damage is going to come from round 2. Their very first turn on that round 2. So right here, I have for Reginald this Justicar pack with the Divine Insight. The Shaman pack for the Healing Rain is actually really good because it's a heal, dispel fire, and some regeneration. And then we also have this Crusader pack I picked for the 0 cost Unlight, Holy Smite, and Holy Nova. On to Ottis, I went for a full shield build with him, except for this random pack over here, because I like the Divine Insight. That does have a pain suppression in it as well. Main thing you want is this Prayer Protection from Protector, because that's an AoE heal, and the Protect from Evil, which is going to really help you out on turn 2 survivability from the Devotee pack. You could also go Divine Power here under Crusader, if you want to buff up your Reginald even more, and make sure that Ottis goes before Reginald in that case. Malukah, I have a mix of things. I usually pick this Heretic for the Unholy Storm because that's an AoE heal. Heals 4 people when that goes off. Devotee I picked up for the prescription mostly. And then Zealot is also a good choice for the Fanaticism, Profane, and Vampiric Touch. You can also go this Friar if you want the Purple Spark of Life, which is really good if you want extra healing. But I don't think you really need it this week. It is nice to have. And then if you want to do more damage, there is this random pack with the Death Reach. You won't be able to use this first turn, but on future turns it's actually really amazing to use because that's 42 twice. That also applies 3 Mark, 4 Dark, and 4 Vulnerable. And Vulnerable is premium on these priest runs because you don't get that much of it. And then with Nezglekt here, I do Mentalist always. I'm a big fan of Mind Visions, big Mind Vision stan. This Mentalist is a really good form of damage and AoE vulnerable. I usually pick this random pack down here for Meditate, Benediction, Views Courage, and then Friar and Seer will be up to you. I usually like Seer because of the Expected Prophecy. If you upgraded that to the blue version, it is godly on Nezglekt. While Friar is if you want to buff your other teammates a little bit more with Delay, Response, and Clarity. And you can also use Delay Response since it is a slow on somebody. You can use a form of buffer like Curative Therapy or Banish, which also starts in Nezglekt's deck, to put the buffer on them, and then Delay Response, and you got pretty much a Scroll of Intellect for Delay Response. And then new to this video is actually the item choices here. Now, item choices, I would usually put Berserk Potion on your lead DPSer, which is going to be Reginald or Malukah. Reginald, you might want the Reinforced Armor if you want a little more survivability up front, but between those two is good. Spyglass I usually put on Nezglekt for a little extra sight. You can also put Crystal Ball on somebody else to increase the mind visions. And the speed +1 isn't bad on Reginald either, or whoever you need to go before Reginald to buff him up. But, alright, let's get out of there. And just do a sample draft here. Alright, so with Andrin, I said, with Reginald, getting the brothers mixed up, I picked that Justicar, I picked the Shaman, and then I re-roll. And I'm going to pick up this Crusader. And we get this Justicar. Since he's frontline, I usually go HP, resist, that and that. You can also do the holy damage for speed if you want as well. Ottis, I'm going to put him in shielding, so that's Protector, Devotee. This random pack isn't that bad either. I should have pointed that one out. Because of the Circle of Healing is pretty good healing, but also just a Divine Insight if you need some extra AoE damage and Sanctify applied everywhere. And we go for the Protect removal with all heroes. And then we go for HP, Shield, Sanctify, or Sanctify if you're doing damage. If you're not running damage Ottis, I would go Shield and Vitality. But you can also just put Sanctify in there if you want to. Alright, Malukah, we are going to run Heretic. And then probably Zealot. And I'm going to pick this random pack just for the Death Reach because it's a fun card. And I'm going to do HP again, Dark. I think Regeneration is good. And Vitality for future of Love Enhancer. Nezglekt always going Mentalist because I love the Mind Visions. And then I'm going to pick up this first here as well. And then I think I like to Meditate. So we're going to go with that. And then we're going to pick up the Pandemonium. And then almost always these two on Nezglekt is what I pick. And we're going to go HP and Speed. I wish you had the option for Vulnerable, but that's not a thing. And we're just going to put this on Nezglekt. I kind of like the bandages here, so I think I'm going to go Armor here. And usually DPS Ottis, I'm Berserk Potion. But I'm going to put this on Malukah. You lose 9 healing at the start of a combat, but I think it's kind of worth it for the... Actually, you don't really even need the Berserk Potion, because it's only 4% damage with the thing. So you could honestly just go Crystal Ball and then Speed. I think there's better accessories for each person. Because, yeah, it's only going to be 4% with that, the Fury. And, the Berserk Potion. You're going to get 4%, and then you're going to have 6% the next turn. I don't think it's worth it. Just like one application of Powerful or a different accessory is going to be much better. But, we'll click down here and do a sample battle quick of how we're going to run this. Alright, there's Sidestep, Middle Bloob, Blazing Strike. Yeah, you're going to get hit on the face a few times before your characters get to go. I'm going to Tome at the front line, and then Prayer Protection, and we'll wait. Vitalize is actually not that bad, because we'll heal the fire damage. We still have 4 energy in case we get Prayer Protection. We can actually Death Reach kill anything this turn by using this Fanaticism, which I think is worth it. And I think we kill, I think the Corny's gonna do 7. Yeah, we'll just kill the Corny. That's a sound you don't hear often. Alright, we'll do Meditate. We'll Scry. We'll toss the 2 Curative Therapies. I'm gonna put a Benediction on that. And then I'm just going to wait because we have a chance to get Pandemonium next turn. And then with Reginald, we can do the Healing Rain and Divine Insight for a pretty decent AoE. And the good thing about Divine Insight is it applies a whole bunch of Sanctify on all enemies, so if you do take damage, you can just bop enemies to get it back. Heal up. But that's why I recommend Shield Ottis, so you can actually survive. Alright, we'll just do Protect from Evil here. And since we're protecting from evil, we could actually just do fanaticism. And that prevents the 2 debuffs. Alright, so we have 4 energy. I think we malediction in the middle. And then Unholy Storm. And pass. Now we should have a big chance of drawing Pandemonium, and we did. So let's go ahead and drop that down. And I think we want a Clairvoyance over Banish. Because Reginald, it doesn't really matter what he draws. So just do some energy. Alright, Dawnlight, we can finish that off. And then Holy Smite. Probably the pig. And then we don't need to worry about anything else. And then we have 30 shield for this first turn, so. Alright, Ottis taking some damage. We can just Divine Insight. Heal ourselves up through the Sanctify. And then we can just Vampiric Touch. Nothing here that I think we want. So we can just pass, 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 pass. Touch this node. This is actually pretty interesting because you can get, with this node, you can actually get the beer mug, which is pretty good, but what I would get is probably a Blood Goblet on Malukah, or a Cup of Death. But you get the Golden Chalice too on, a purple Golden Chalice for Reginald. Blood Goblet, Cup of Death. Both of these are good. But I will leave that decision to you and call it quits. Wanted to thank you for watching. I hope this gets you through, that's not my VTuber. Hope this gets you through the run. Let me know if you're having any troubles. I will do my best to help out. And good luck getting to the 3rd floor for that card back. Please remember to take care of yourselves. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. You're amazing. And brush your teeth. Take care of yourselves. Do all that cool stuff. Goodbye.